recording. Yep. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch us talk a little bit about this and that. I am joined tonight by my co-hostess with the mostest, Mary McLean, in the bottom corner. Now, I'm not sure about how these work. Am I pointing to her, or is it
Other way?
The other way. Okay.
Now you got her.
That's counterintuitive. There's Mary. How you doing, Mary?
Good. How are you?
Good. And we are joined and very honored to have some special guests with us tonight. We have, in the top of the screen, we have Teresa and Cory from Grams and Pops Vintage, and also from the newly minted Unemployed for a Living podcast,
Yeah.
Cory. We'll talk about that if you like a little bit. And on the bottom, last but certainly not least, Alicia, the ink picker. How you guys?
Hello.
Thanks for coming. Okay, before we jump in, sorry.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. My pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. All right, I'm gonna really pretty much give the floor to the guests for the entire video. But first, I just wanted to spend a minute or two for those who might, just a minute or two. Put me on the clock, please, and keep me straight, because I can tend to go on and on. But I just wanted to spend a minute just to kind of like describe a little bit about the purpose of the channel, maybe for people who aren't aware of it and who might be here for the first time. So the name of the channel is Mike Metco Meetups, and that pretty much says it all. So I could end it right there. But yeah, the idea of the channel is that it's a channel that's dedicated specifically for reseller meetups. Now, I know there's a lot of different type of channels out there. You got your garage sale channels, and you have your what's sold channels. You have your how to ship channels, and your talking head type of channels. Well, none of those. Not that there's anything wrong with those. I'm an avid listener and viewer of all of them. In fact, that's what really kind of made me, the reseller that I am, and I'm very beholden to all of them. But this channel is like a little bit different. It's just basically revolves around the meetups. We're not going to drop content every week or every month like a lot of the YouTubers do. Basically, whenever there's a need, whenever there is a meetup, then we're going to do some, do all the content around it, and it'll be in three sections. Like the first one, which is what we're doing tonight, is we invite the hosts, the organizers of the event, and have a little interview and allow them to, explain pretty much what the event's all about, and then we chat about that. And then once the event actually occurs, then Mary and I will be your man and woman on the street, carrying the microphone around and interviewing. If there's speakers, we'll interview speakers, and we'll always interview the attendees and tell them what they like about it and all of that. And then any activities that might occur, because generally all these meetups have like some fun time scheduled. Yep. Like when we went to the 127 in Crossville, the locker room guys sponsored a bowling tournament. That's where I met Mary. So that was a lot of fun. And the various other things, like the Trash to Cash guys did some miniature golf and stuff like that. And then the upcoming your meetup, you're going to have a thrift bus, which I'm really excited about having that. So all fun stuff. So I'm going to record all of that, and give everyone an opportunity to, see what they're missing. Now, how are you doing on the tickets, by the way, Cory? I think you're almost sold out,
Good.
Right?
Yeah, we're very close to sold out. I think we have 10
left.
10 left right now.
All right, good. I'm glad we didn't.
And I won't call out the one person who needs to buy his ticket, since he's already sharing a room with somebody that happens to be on the show.
Right, and he knows who he is.
He knows who he is. Yeah, we have 10 tickets left. They started going really quick after Christmas got done. So
Yeah, well, I'm glad we got you on, so that there's some tickets still to be sold, before we have the interview. But actually, there's another aspect of it. I mean, this is not just to encourage people to attend the meetups. It's going to be an opportunity for people who haven't gone to, maybe see what they missed. My friend Archie always says, this channel is going to serve the purpose of providing the people who have FOMO, an opportunity
Give
to
them more FOMO.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I guess so. And maybe encourage them to go the next year, or basically just to see, what they had missed, and maybe check it out the next year and just see all the fun that we have. So, and then the third aspect of the structure of this channel will be an aftermath. Okay, I'll do a little wrap up. I'll do something at home, and maybe do I end up buying a lot of stuff when I go away. I went down to Dave's storage container sale just for 3 or 4 days. I had 5 big UPS boxes shipped home to me, and I had a whole bunch of stock. So I'll do like a haul. Now, like I said, it's not going to be a garage sale type of channel, but while we're, one of the things that we always do at the meetups is we do go thrifting and garage selling and all of that. So that'll be an opportunity to do a little garage sale vlogging, and thrift store, and when we go to the thrift stores and the bins and things of that nature. And it's a great opportunity to experience what you may not be able to experience at home. Like a little fun fact, believe it or not, there are no Goodwill bins in New York. And I was amazed at that. So the first time that I went to the first Boss event, I was thrilled to go to my first bins, and it was fun. I mean, people, you like it, you don't like it, but it was novel to me, and I checked it out and had a good time. And then it wasn't until I went to different meetups and experienced different Goodwill bins that I realized that there's a little different personality to the different areas. Like, there's the level of aggression varies from bins to bins. And so we get to do that. So by doing some garage sales and recording them and all, for me personally, I'll get to see what the different flavor is in different areas. And, it makes a difference. It's a little interesting. So we're doing that. And again, the third aspect, when I get home, I'll unbox when I shipped home for me, and maybe do a little what sold, or not what sold, but a haul video. So plenty to do. And I think someone just suggested at the last podcast we were on, asked if we're going to do any live podcasts. And I said, yeah, sure. I hadn't really, to be honest, even thought about it, but it's like, yes, something to
Might
do.
as well.
And you know what? I don't know how to do it. so, but like everything else, I'll learn as we go along. So that should be a little fun. So stay tuned. And like I said, I said the last time that we went live, I'm not really looking to build a big channel or get monetized or any of that stuff. But I would suggest that for people to subscribe, only so that they can get the notifications when we post new stuff. And also, Mary was great in setting up the Instagram and the Facebook page, so you can always go there. She posts new content every day about meetups, and everyone. And basically, the channel, after all is said and done, is just a center of information. I'm going to collect some information. We'll disseminate information. Anyone has questions, feel free to get in touch with either Barry or myself, or even if you have something that you want to possibly do a meetup, we'll help organize it. I'll give you a little advance notice, not mentioning names or anything yet, but I was just speaking to someone in the Mountain Zone area just last night, and it looks like we might be setting up a pretty big meetup.
Nice
in that area. So with corporate sponsors and all of that. So that's all.
Okay, where's the Mountain Time Zone?
like Colorado, Wyoming,
Colorado, Utah. If you want to.
Vegas.
Vegas is Pacific.
Oh, okay.
Right? It's just east of Vegas. So that's to become as well. So stay tuned. And
now you got to spill the tea.
Well,
now I'm curious. That sounds like a fun one.
I gave you pretty good hint there.
I have a few ideas of who it could be, but I don't know if I'm right.
Well, I don't know if I'm at liberty to say, otherwise I would, but we'll see. Actually,
We'll let it be a surprise.
I'll speak to the guy or lady, and we'll see if we're at liberty to kind of divulge that information a little early. because I'm the type of person. Come on, let's go. Let's get it going. I mean, right after I get off the phone
Me
with him,
too.
I was starting to mobilize.
It's half planned.
So anyway, okay, enough of my yabbering on and on. Let's take the opportunity to get to know our guests a little bit. Why don't we? I always like to start with ladies first. So Alicia, why don't you tell us a little bit about you? Your channel and the way you sell. We'll talk about the meetup a little bit later, but we want to get to know you guys a little bit better.
Yeah, I've been doing eBay for about, I want to say 4 years collectively. I was part-time at first, and then I went full-time about 6 months into doing it, I think. Started doing YouTube a couple years ago now. I do auctions, estate sales, garage sales, Facebook Marketplace, anything like that. Took a break until the new year, just for a couple weeks, and I'm now rethinking my content, and I have a lot of new exciting ideas to do, especially here in the wintertime, because we have a lot of spare time without garage sales. So I have a lot of time to sit here and think about what I want to record about.
Cool. And one thing I like about you, Alicia, right off the bat, is in your title page, you have meetups as one of the topics, estate sales meetups, all of that. So you're my kind of girl. So we'll be working. I'll be calling you from time to time, I'm sure.
Sounds good.
I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Right.
Would you like to field this one?
I will hear about from both of you, so take turns. Well, ladies first, I guess. Ladies first.
I'm not usually one that does this, but Cory and Teresa, we are Grams and Pops Vintage. We have the same on YouTube. We sell on eBay. We do garage sales a whole lot in the summer, garage sales, estate sales, auctions. Right now, currently, I've been sourcing a whole lot on online auctions just because we're in the dead of winter and there are no garage sales. So, but we've been doing YouTube for what?
Almost 4.
The same amount of time we've been doing eBay. The only difference is Cory started out in the beginning doing just himself, but nobody wanted to watch just him.
Nope.
So I had to come in and join so that people would watch.
Yeah, I can do, right?
I'm a very uninteresting guy when I'm by myself.
People tell him he's mean to me.
They do. But she's way meaner to me on the videos, so I don't know what they're getting at. But yeah, I think she covered a lot of it. We do have Instagram. Our daughter runs talks with Grams and Pops on TikToks.
Not talks.
Tokes, whatever it is.
For the next
for however long TikTok's
yep,
around.
for the next week or so till TikTok goes bye-bye.
And most recently we've done a ton of work to our website, gramsandpopsvintage.com. We've been doing a lot of work over there, so we're excited about that. But that's really it. I mean, we're just resellers. We jumped in about 4 years ago, and we went full time from day one.
That was one of my questions. Did you guys both start selling at the same time, just since you're kind of on that? Since you were kind
of did. I just did a lot of the same stuff I do now, which is listing and helping pack and ship. That kind of, and sourcing. But in the beginning, he just did all of the videos because I had no desire to be in front of a camera. And then he finally said it, and I'm like, fine, I'll just go do it. And then now I'm stuck.
I was very convinced early days 4 years ago that eBay would make up half our income and YouTube would make up the other half.
Good luck.
And it took us about 2 years to admit defeat on that and just say, okay, that's not realistic for us. Like, not with a face for radio. So we had to step back and rethink some of that.
Yeah, now we just do it. I mean, now we just do it for fun and to help other, I don't know how to say it, but to help other people do what we do, because it's freedom. You get to do what you want when you want. And
it is exciting when you get those messages saying, thank you, I didn't know that, or you really helped me get past that. Like that, there is some excitement and fulfillment from that.
Mm-hmm.
So we still enjoy doing the videos, but yeah, they're more a hobby for us. There's no real money in it for us on that side.
Nope.
If I could just interrupt for a second, I'll let you get back to whatever you want to say. It really is kind of a labor of love, a passion, something you enjoy to do it. I mean, unless you're Harry Tornado, you're probably not going to get rich on YouTube. And
Dave and Kevin, they get rich on it too.
yeah. And but it's fun, and it really, what I love about it is that it's an extension of the love that I had for reselling. I mean, I won't tell my origin story again. I said it 4 or 5 times already, but basically, I came into eBay not knowing anything. I used YouTube as a vehicle for learning about how to, do reselling, and then I found that there was a community, and I loved the community. I embraced it. I went to all these meetups. I embraced the community in the meetups, and then I got involved with YouTube, and that's another extension. It's like it's the same community, but maybe just a little bit more. I don't say refined group, but it's like a more succinct group, and it's the same thing. So by doing YouTube, I'm in my glory. I really am, because
YouTube does kind of open some doors for you into the community that you wouldn't have otherwise. So if you used it for nothing other than that, I think it would be a win, because it does really get you into places in the community and get you talking to people you never would have. And
True.
Just as that vehicle, YouTube has been worth it for us. So, but I would also say for those guys that are making a ton of money, like we severely underestimated the amount of the effort to money ratio to do well on eBay versus to do well on YouTube is severely skewed. Like if you're doing well on YouTube, you're hustling, like you're really working compared to what you could do money wise on eBay. So we just tend to veer off and we go where the path of least resistance is, because we got to buy groceries. So eBay was the smarter choice for us.
Now, how did the 3 of you team up to do this event?
Alicia?
Yeah, Alicia.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how this started. So I originally met Cory and Teresa a little bit before the Vegas meetup, the Trash to Cash one, because they live in South Dakota. At the time, they were about, I think, 3.5 hours from me. And I had told our little group, or we had a different Discord group we were in, and I mentioned I was looking for one of those like vintage printer trays to put a bunch of trinkets on and all that. Cory and Teresa found one, and I was like, oh, cool, I'll come get it from you. So my husband and I traveled up there, met them for the first time. A few weeks later, we all went to Vegas because they were going to, and then after that, we went to the reseller rally in Cincinnati, and we were like, this is really fun, but it's not fun to have to travel so far to go to these meetups. So I reached out to them. I said, hey, I want to do a meetup. I don't have quite all the tools to do it by myself. Do you want to collaborate and make something happen? And that's how Planes to Profit started.
Yep.
And let that be a lesson to everyone who is in the same situation where a meetup is kind of undoable because of it's tough to have to fly across the country, for a meetup. So have one in your own backyard. And I always recommend that as well, even on a smaller scale, just to connect. I mean, we all know the value of, getting together with the community. It's so advantageous from a business point of view, from a social point of view. It's a lonely gig that we do day in, day out. So that provides our coworkers, even though we're competitors, we're really not. It's an entirely different thing. So I'm in the process of setting up something here locally, just on a regular basis, of getting together with people. I mean, I go to garage sales all in season. It's about 6 or 8 months out of the year, and I run into the same 5 or 6 people.
Yep.
I've gotten friendly with them all. I just go out and have lunch with them.
Most of them.
Cory tries to talk to the one guy we run into all the time, and there's one lady here that nope.
There's one guy that is at like every garage sale we ever pull up to,
and he always gets there before us.
And he's kind of a grouch. And if I'm saying that, the bar is low. So every time I see him, I try to talk to him, and he's always he's never unfriendly, but he's not friendly. Like, he's not a warm person.
Not giving. Yeah.
One of these days, I'm going to wear him down. We're going to be friends eventually.
Eventually, right? Whether he likes it or not, right?
Yep. He doesn't know it yet, but
I don't think there's very many big like YouTube or TikTok or whatever people here. He's the only one, which is Matt Thrifter Sifter. He's the only one in our area that's a big. I mean, everybody knows most people know who Matt is, but
I would, with the meetups, I would even go a step further, saying if you want to do a meetup in your area and you want to start with the minimal risk, skip the hotel block thing. Don't do that. If you don't do that, you can do a meetup pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And you can do really well. Like from the very first year, we booked the block.
Yep.
And so we were on the hook for $4,000 before we ever sold a ticket.
Oh.
Immediately. If nobody showed up, we had to pay $4,000.
Yep.
So the hotel block is our biggest expense every year, and it's the biggest worry because until those rooms are booked, we have to buy those rooms.
Yep. Because you do 80%. They do, the hotel we work with does 80% of what you reserve. What we did 20 rooms the first year, and we had to meet 80% in order for us not to have to pay for the rest of the rooms or any additional money.
So if you skip that, if you just tell everybody we're all staying at this hotel and you don't do the block, you could do a pretty good meetup with pretty low pressure. So don't let it scare you away. Just skip that one part and just plan the meetup.
Yep.
Yeah. Sure.
Or even
Look at
go ahead.
Look at the Nashville meetup. I mean, that's free, and that's shaping up to be I didn't catch it last time, but I'm looking forward to going to that one because that's a lot of fun. And of course, you got to get there and put yourself up or whatever and eat and all of that. But that's it. Everything else is free, and it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to going to that one as well.
What were you gonna say, Alicia?
Or I was gonna say even like the little meetup that you guys and Steve and Donna at Happy Heart Treasures planned at Pizza Ranch, where it's just anybody. It's
while we were down there.
Yeah, like you just pay for your food and that's it. Like
Yep. We did that when we went down there for Bargains for You on 92.
Yeah, we did. I forgot about that. We did do a little meetup. There was more than a dozen people there. I think it turned out pretty
sure there was
decent.
almost 20 people there.
And families and that was just
get together, eat pizza,
spur of the moment thing.
And they're just as good, right? I mean, all right, you're not none of the hoopla, maybe not speakers and all that fancy stuff, but the core of the meetups is just getting together and hanging out and talking and enjoying each other's company.
To get into a little bit of Plains Profit, that's the piece of it that I enjoy the most is when we're done with what we do during the day, we will, as a whole group, primarily sit down in the hotel lobby and we all just sit there till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, chatting to everybody that's in there. So
it happens every time. Yep.
Yep.
Despite the fact that you're dog tired from thrifting and everything, just we can't pull ourselves.
One of the things I'm most excited about for this channel is 2 years ago, I wish this channel had been around. Like I really do, because 2 years ago, I was asking people on other podcasts. I wasn't on a podcast at that point. I'd go into the podcast and the live chats and I'd be like, what meetup should I go to? I'm looking to go to one. Where should I go? What's the best one? And what has what? And nobody really had an answer. They were just go to one and figure it out. Yeah. Well, some of those are really expensive.
Yeah, because isn't Boss like $400 a ticket?
And well, even ours is 149 a ticket. Like they're not cheap. And then you got travel and hotel. Like you don't want to make a bad decision.
Yep.
We didn't know at the time there really isn't a bad decision. They are all good.
Yep.
But just trying to find information about the different meetups, it wasn't out there.
No.
Well, since we're on the topic of profits, can you give us the dates, how to just what the schedule is, how to get tickets and that kind of thing?
Yep.
Any all three of you, I imagine.
I guess I'll start. So Plains to Profit is March 28th and 29th of 2025, which obviously now we're into that. It is down in Omaha, Nebraska. I don't remember what else I was going to say.
You get tickets.
To get tickets, you just go to plainstoprofit.com. And there's a spot on there to get tickets. If you can't go and you would like to just sponsor it or become a supporter, there's options for that on there as well.
Yep.
Alicia, you have the schedule?
I do. Do you want me to just go through the schedule?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Just what we're doing on each day, not necessarily, I would say probably, I don't know if in detail.
Friday, we have check-in, which is really fun because you get to put a name to a face for everybody, and that's always
Check-in
fun. That's
was fun.
and you get to we give the swag bags out to everybody, and that has your lanyard. It's got stickers, all kinds of stuff. Then that day we also do the thrift bus right after lunch. And then there's like some free time in the afternoon, or more so the evening. So I know last year we kind of like, we didn't do pre-planned, but we kind of did like, oh, hey, we're all going to this restaurant. If you guys want to come, cool. If you want to go do your own thing, cool. It's not like other meetups I've been to, like Vegas. It was like go, go, go. You didn't really have a chance to like go take a nap if you needed to or something. So this kind of gives you a chance to go eat, go take a nap, go hang out with some certain people or whatever. And then on that Saturday, free time for lunch, and then and of course breakfast both days. If you get on the block, you get free breakfast. So a lot of people.
It's a good breakfast.
It is good. And then we do our little meeting of the minds. That's where we have speakers, more giveaways, stuff like that. That evening, we then have our paid dinner where the organizers take care of. And then that night is just kind of hang out in the hotel lobby, go do whatever you want. I know last year, a few people went to some bars. I went with like Meg, Lilac Cellar, and there was another lady there, and I can't remember her name. But we went to this really cool speakeasy bar in Omaha, which was awesome. And I know some other people just kind of went and did their own thing. Oh yeah, we went geocaching with Steve and Donna. We just went and walked around.
Go dumpster diving too.
They did.
Oh yeah, I did too. It was me, Donna, and Resell the Ride. So
Resell the Ride.
Yeah, so we went dumpster diving one night too.
Also, a lot of us, because we have to travel, a lot of us will get there Thursday. So we do have, Thursday when we got there, we did do an impromptu, hey, we're all going to go eat here. You can come. It's on you to pay for your meal. And then Thursday night, we hung out, again, until all hours of the night.
We had a good group the day before. Like, it was a pretty sizable group the day before.
Yep.
I think that the core of the meetup, though, is that we keep it small on purpose. Like we cap it at 40 tickets. We don't sell a ticket more. And that's so that we can kind of move as a group. Everything we do except your free times, you're allowed to like whatever you want. But everything we do that's meetup related, we do as kind of a group. And by the time you leave, you've talked to every single person there. Mm-hmm. There's only 40 people. So you kind of get, when you get shoved into a party bus with 40 people, you're going to get familiar with 40 people.
Especially when there's stripper poles in the bus.
Now, and this is your third year, you said, right?
Second.
Just the second year.
I added another year for you. I don't know why I was thinking it was the third year.
We'll take the experience. That's fine.
It will be a third.
I should have known that. So did you learn anything from the last one then? Or what are you finding even more benefits about meetups? Like, what do you think about the whole experience in general?
We brought our youngest daughter, Hannah, with us last year to be our cameraman.
Cory, or our photographer.
Yeah.
Video.
And she kind of took it on herself to go interview everybody, like likes and dislikes and what'd you like the best or what didn't you like. And she did a really good job of being the cameraman. But I think those recordings and those interviews, plus we kind of emailed after the fact, and we have a Facebook group and we asked people what they enjoyed and what they didn't. And we kind of took all that into account going into this year. Yep. And I think we'll just keep doing that. We'll let the people that show up tell us what we did right and what we did wrong.
Can we borrow your daughter this year?
She this year she is coming with again.
She will
to Planes to Profit. So she has a blast with. She is very introverted, not social.
She's my daughter.
Not social. She's not one that will go out and just find people and start talking to them and whatever. She's never been that way.
She really opened up.
But she did. Yeah. She was talking to everybody and she made friends with people. She was only 19 last year. So she made friends with all kinds of people that were there.
It was kind of nice that she didn't know anybody. Yep. Like she doesn't watch the reseller channel. She didn't know anybody. So when she was interviewing somebody, it didn't matter who it was. It was the same. It was the same interview. There was no star shock. There was just here's the next person.
That reminds me. She interviewed Resale Rabbit because he was there and he was talking and he's like, Lala, tell me about your channel. And he says, well, I'm Resale Rabbit. You don't know who I am? She's like, no.
He was like one of the first I ever saw. So yeah, he's been around.
Yeah,
She's got a big
she has no clue. Like she doesn't
Yeah.
know, other than like Alicia and a couple other people. I mean, the ones that she met last year.
She knows the ones we
She'll
talk
know
about
them,
all the
but-
time, but that's just by name more than anything.
Yep.
Like she doesn't watch reseller
Nope.
content. She's not interested, but she has a blast down there. So that was, I think she was our Q&A person by accident. Like
Yep.
she, plus Alicia and I at the end. And then as we started getting ready to plan for this year, we kind of made a spreadsheet and started looking at the good and the bad and what went well and what didn't. And we changed some things. The price went up, and it's mostly, like I said, because of that. Until Friday at like 5:00, we still thought we were going to have to pay a ton of money for the hotel block last year. And until Sunday, when we went and checked out, we didn't know how much. So we just got really lucky last year. This year we planned ahead a little bit, and I
Yep.
think we're going to be okay. We're still not. You're never really going to make money on these things, and it's not for that. But we're in a little better position than we were then. But I think Alicia and I talked about it. Like we're planning on taking a lot of our bumper and putting that back into the swag bags to make better
Yep.
swag bags this year. So we're not putting that in our pocket.
Okay. Now, Alicia, I'll direct the question to you now as well.
Mhm.
What I just asked them, like, did you learn anything from last year? And I know you guys were doing man on the street stuff, so I know some of it will probably be the same answer. But what do you think the benefit has been for you, just in general?
I think just overall, like having gone to meetups and then seeing other people's videos and opinions about meetups, it's really nice to be able to kind of pick and choose everything you like. Like, oh, I liked this from Vegas, or I like this from Cincinnati, and then collaborate it into your own event, kind of pick and choose. Be like, oh, this is how I want to run this event, you know? And for the most part, we are on the same page. We're not fighting over little things like, oh, what should we put in the swag bag, or you know, what restaurant or whatever. It's kind of like, oh, hey, here's this, and we're like, okay, it works, you know. And then just learning, like it's way easier said than done to run your own events. There's so much planning. Like it's just really crazy to try to, you know, find a restaurant in a price range that can take so many people on a Saturday evening.
Oh, yeah.
And
That
a
was
thrift
hard.
bus that
That-
can fit people, you know.
Yeah, because we did learn from last year that people do not want to go eat at, what the heck was that place? Spaghetti Works.
It wasn't that bad. It was just they forgot our reservation.
Oh, yikes. Yikes.
So we had some last minute hiccup. Like I was a wreck until it was done.
He stresses out over
I
it.
stressed because people paid to go to it. You want to make sure they have the best time possible, and
Sure.
and you're the host. So it's like inviting 40 strangers to a barbecue. You're gonna stress until everybody has a good time. So I was a wreck the whole time.
Mhm.
This year I'm hoping I can relax a little more because we've done it once
Enjoy yourself,
And-
please.
and enjoy it more. But I do like going to other people's meetups better than mine. I will say that. I think ours is the best. It just is. But I do like other people's because I don't have to plan them.
Yeah.
Because we started we did the event last year in February, right,
Yep.
Alicia?
Yeah.
And I think we started planning for this year's in April.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds about right. I bet. Yeah.
You know, it is a lot of work. In fact, I was speaking to Katie and Vicky, the hosts for the Boss event, and they had told me that the day after the event is over, they're starting to plan it for the next year.
You have to.
Nothing
I can't imagine their size of an event.
Yeah.
So you guys really had to come together, you know, with the scheduling. That's something that people might not even really think about. You know, you guys had to agree on the sequence of events, but it sounds like that was pretty easy, that you were pretty much on the same page.
Well, it's pretty easy between us, like with us and Alicia, and like we talk things out, and if one of us has an idea, the other ones are, nobody's real critical, and we kind of just go where if an idea is good, it's good, and we go that way. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're on the same page with all the vendors. And like last year, we had a bus driver for the party bus that wouldn't come to the right side of the hotel. He wanted everybody to walk half a mile to get to the bus. So we're on the phone last minute trying to get the bus in the right spot. And like, there's always that kind of stuff that when you're trying to organize that you're going to have to deal with. Like,
Yep. Last minute.
so you're
stuff.
always dealing with that, making sure people know where they got to be, making sure you get to the restaurants ahead of time, and and work with management at the restaurants to make sure everybody has a place to sit and eat. And so there's always that. So it's always a stressful thing for the people organizing.
Mhm.
So, but it's also it's rewarding. I mean, you do get time to sit and talk to everybody, and it is rewarding too.
Yeah, it is. In fact, it's funny you say that because I put together a little informal meetup in Vegas this last October, and it was 15 people. But I was just so nervous before the dinner. I didn't eat. It was at a dinner. It was at a restaurant, and I didn't eat. People were saying, "Why are you eating?" I said, "No, I'll eat. I'll have a hamburger after the thing's over." I was so nervous about getting it right. And you know
Those
what?
are the only times I was not stressed because I'm really good at, if you put a steak in front of me, I can turn my brain off. Like I'm just going to eat and I'm not going to worry.
Put a donut in front of him and he'll do the same thing.
Yep.
I have another question. One other particular about this event. You mentioned the thrift bus, and that seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. You didn't mention the thrift store with the mystery boxes. So tell us what we can expect.
I'll let Alicia.
Yeah, this is an Alicia one.
You did buy one, Cory, if I'm not mistaken, and
We did pretty good on it too.
Yeah. So tell us about it. What's your experience with that, Alicia?
I'm trying to think because I've bought from them 2 separate times. So the first time was when I went with Cory and Teresa. That was actually, we met up in Omaha, and that's when we were scoping out places to go thrifting for the thrift bus in person. Because last year we kind of just looked on Google, made a route, and like, this works. And there's better options in Omaha, of course. And when you can actually go in person and talk to them and be like, "Hey, we're doing a meetup," instead of calling them on the phone, So I got, I think, 4 or 5 boxes that first round. Made pretty decent money. I did get 1 box full of mainly just clothes that I couldn't really get any money out of. And I feel like I did pretty well. And then I went again. I forgot what I was in Omaha for. Actually, no, it was for Black Friday. They had a deal on them. So I went and bought 4 more. And the second time I was a little disappointed, but I was still able to make a profit on everything because it's more so the thing, you just open them and you look up every single item to see how much money you can make back. And both times I've learned something new about an item, like stuff to look out for, because you just don't know.
Yeah, it's a lottery ticket. It really is, but they're big lottery tickets. Like the boxes are big.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we did it, they did a thing where it was you pay an initial $15 for the box, but then you roll a dice to figure out how much you pay in total. So I think we paid like $35 for our box.
I think one of the first things we pulled out of it was the Big Bertha
Pyrex,
which was what,
$150.
So and there was more in there than that. That was just like one of the first things, and it was in mint condition. The lid and everything was there.
Because this was all unpicked stuff, right? This was stuff that was just
boxed. It's stuff from their old thrift store that used to be there. This new person bought it, and it sounds like they took all the old inventory and just boxed it up. Or they already
I think it was stuff that they got from an estate, like clean outs and stuff that they would drop in boxes.
Too.
And they, from what I understand,
the old shop, not the new one.
Yeah, the old shop. So the new lady that bought it has no clue what's in there.
So it wasn't cherry picked. It was all just whatever.
Nope. And when we were there, she said she has like 3,500 boxes.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. So it is, I mean, it's really a scratch ticket. Some of the boxes are gold and some of the boxes are garbage. And
Steve from Happy Heart Treasures went down there with us that same day, or he went with Alicia later and got a box, and he ended up with a whole box of books.
Yep.
So,
which for some reseller that might be great.
Yep.
For Steve, not so much.
No.
Oh shoot. Yeah, there are definitely full-time booksellers out there. So but if you're not really familiar with them or interested in it,
it's a roll of the dice, but it's fun, and it's kind of a cool, unique, novel thing at a thrift store you don't really see. So it was a lot of fun, especially if you're there and you have a YouTube channel and you're filming content. Like, that's a cool thing to do that you don't get the chance to do every day.
And I feel bad because Alicia recorded us opening ours, and then I went to record her opening hers, and I didn't hit the record button, so I didn't catch her opening any of it.
True story.
But
maybe you're then.
It was also really cool. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Because last year, I think it was on the last night, a bunch of us went and walked around Old Market in Omaha, and there's a lot of shops and food and all that. And there was this one store there. It's kind of like a more expensive antique mall, but they had mystery boxes there, and a couple people bought mystery boxes. But I feel like the mystery boxes from this other place we're going to go to is way better, just because someone can end up with something super cool, which these other ones people curate these boxes to make a profit, so
nothing like taking a gambling while out reselling.
That's it, right? It's just fun, it's always a risk, like any kind of gamble.
It is.
But it's a risk we're willing to take, right?
That's right.
Some of them, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people won't buy them, but if you wanted to buy one and bring it back, worst case, you just leave a box of garbage in your hotel room for the staff. I mean,
and there is room on the bus for them. They let us put storage underneath, so everybody on the bus could buy a box, and there should be room.
And we did have to go with a new bus company this year, so we're not doing the same one. But it seems like looking at their website, the bus is way nicer and probably in way better condition than the one we ended up on last year. So
friendly driver
bus last year too.
Well, the bus driver was, besides complaining about where we had to pick up, he demonstrated the stripper pole for everybody.
Yeah, he was a fun bus driver.
And they let us connect directly to their Bluetooth. So we had what is her name?
Crazy Flippin' Mom.
Crazy Flippin' Mom was our DJ
Emily.
while we were driving around. She was playing all kinds of music. People were dancing and singing, and it was just a gay old time.
And we did, like, the first item we bought for the swag bags last year and this year was IKEA bags to put in the swag bags. So when you go to the thrift stores, everybody has an IKEA bag. So it just looks like a herd of resellers with IKEA bags going through.
Right.
Pretty much.
Now the thrift route is obviously just commercial locations, right? We're not going to divulge to a yard sale of 50 crazy resellers jumping out of a bus surrounding someone.
Well, it is the very end of March, which is like we're right at the last weekend before April. So it's basically spring in Omaha at that point. So there may be garage sales popping up that people could jump on, but it's right on that line where we're not sure if there will be or won't be. But we were trying to be careful not to have it during the summer months, because during the summer months to go to a meetup for us would be foolish, because we only have we have like 3-4 months of summer, and we have to be hitting community sales, and they're way better here than having to travel.
Yep.
So we tried to keep it on that area where we weren't cutting into anybody's income.
Yep. Yeah. We'll watch out for estate sales too while we're down there.
Yep.
See if there's any that, we want to, everybody hit together, a few people hit. But the bonus of the hotel that we got, one additional piece is for people who don't want to rent a car. The bus or they
do have a shuttle.
Will come pick you up from the hotel if you fly in. We did use the shuttle last year to go to a bunch of different places. They'll pick you. You just say, "Hey, we need the shuttle," and I think it can fit like 20.
Yep.
25
the shuttle
people, something
there
like
was
that.
Pretty good, and they'll take you pretty much anywhere you want to go within a certain radius.
Yep.
So, and if you're there and you want to come back, you just call the hotel and say send the shuttle. And
that's handy.
So transportation is pretty easy there. Plus, you're kind of central downtown Omaha. Like pretty much everything you'd want is downtown.
Yep.
Sounds good. Looks like you have it well thought out.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun event. We're looking forward to it for sure. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also looking forward to it being over.
So you can start planning the next one.
That's all right. We get a couple months break.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. I'm hoping to get there. I don't know that I will get there this year, but I'm definitely hoping to get there next time around. Sounds like
fingers crossed. I hope you make it this year. Mike, tell her. Mike, can't the channel afford to buy our tickets yet?
I think so. Yeah, we're raking in the cash right now already. So I think we could swing that. I think I'm gonna be able to maybe buy Mary a T-shirt for all of her. Yeah. And she's been working hard. Let me tell you something. She's been doing.
I could tell. I've seen her on like you guys just started popping up everywhere. I'm like, I know that's not Mike.
I literally am Facebook and Instagram illiterate. We had set up the StreamYard link for the last show that we were on, and they sent it to me via Instagram. I think it was Instagram, right? And I never got it. I mean, there's no fault of my own. I just didn't know what to look. Mary had to take it.
I know that because I sent you a message on Instagram, and it was like a month later you answered me, and you're like, "Oh, here's."
Yeah, and
I already got it, Mike.
And you know me from the comments, right? You know me from the comments that I'm very cognizant of, returning messages and this and that. So I'm going to have to learn a little bit about how to do it. But in the meantime, I have my assistant here.
Yeah, if you message the Mike Metco meetup page,
you're gonna get Mary.
You're gonna get Mary.
Yeah, you get me on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah. Now if you message his page, the Mike Camprelli, Mike Metco, then you'll get. But the Mike Metco meetups is me, and people have definitely been finding that out. Well, this is Mary.
Everyone will figure that out. They'll become aware of that. Just call me on the phone. I'm an old guy, so it's.
Yeah, I just text you now.
Yeah, that's it.
Unless it's a conversation. I'm one of those guys that I won't text back and forth 3 times. If it takes more than 3 texts, I'm calling.
Get on the phone.
And he'll get a 4-mile walk out of it because he'll be on the phone with you for 4 miles worth of chatting.
I will.
Spend a lot of time on the phone with Ken, I know.
Do y'all have the same name? Oh, yeah.
We did almost 4 miles today.
Yep.
You guys have all the same names on all the socials. Like where can everybody?
We do. Grams and Pops Vintage is all of our socials. Yep.
Okay, and same with you, Alicia. Ink
Yep.
Picker. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So I think unless anyone else has anything else to say, I think we can start wrapping this up. And I want to really thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. And I'm going to thank you in advance for a great meetup. I'm really looking forward to that down in Omaha.
It'll be fun.
April March 28th and 29th.
Yep.
And I'll just be coming right. I'll just be coming right from Vegas. I'll be
Yeah, you will be.
On the 10th to the 13th. And by the way, just as a little program note, next week, stay tuned. Mary and I are going to have an interview with Katie, Vicky, and Teresa.
Me again?
The other Teresa. With an H.
Does she spell it with an H?
She spells it with an H. So that's how I could distinguish the two of you. Yeah, Teresa Cox and Katie and Vicky.
That's Boss, right?
That's Boss. Yeah, that's Boss. And so that'll be next week. And looking forward to that as well. And I'm looking forward to getting to work here. I mean, this video here was really the first time that Mary and I stopped just fooling around, just interviewing each other and talking on the phone and got to work with moving the channel ahead. So you were the first.
Oh, that's cool.
And I appreciate you guys coming.
Yay.
Do you guys want to just give us a one more of the dates and the website and one more go around real quick?
Go ahead, Alicia.
Whoever.
It is 72 days away.
Okay.
March 28th and 29th in Omaha, Nebraska. Tickets are $149. And some people are coming in on Thursday. And make sure to get on the hotel block for breakfast. And we have a bunch of sponsors. I can mention them real quick if you want.
Oh, yeah. Please do.
Okay. American Bubble Boy. Jess and Zena over at Resell a Ride. Then we have Shop Commons, which is on District. We have Changing Spaces SRS, which is a estate sale company here in Lincoln. Then also Mike Metco Meetups is a sponsor. And then we have a bunch of supporters. So we have Reseller Clickbait Podcast, which probably needs to be updated.
No, we'll leave it.
Right.
Those guys.
Soda City Flips, Two Old Guys Reselling Podcast, Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, Steve and Donna over at Happy Heart Treasures, My Reseller Jeannie, and Jess B. Crafton is providing some stickers for us. So we have her under the supporters tab as well.
And then it's plains2profit.com. The word
Yep.
T-O spelled out.
Yep.
Correct.
Plains2profit.com. Okay.
Yep.
And there's also some photos on there. If you scroll all the way down, there's some photos from last year too. So you can kind of see some of the things that we did.
Yep.
I know I've been posting some of those. I posted some on Facebook and then I put some in.
Mike has it printed out. Is that black and white?
So Mike can
That's
fax them to you or you can Instagram. What was that, Corey?
That's our 1770 event when we were black and white.
Oh, yeah.
We should all get together as a group and do an old Western photo for the Omaha meetup.
Well, that'd be a good idea.
I don't know if they could handle that many people.
Okay, well, thank you again for joining us,
Thank you.
Yes,
and
thank
we will
you.
Thank
we
you.
will see you in Omaha.
All right. We'll see you soon, Mike.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Good luck. Have fun.